The new creator DLC SOG Prairie Fire comes with some of the most incredibly detailed aircraft and vehicles to hit the ArmA franchise in its history. This has been over 3 years in the works by the incredible Savage game design team in cooperation with Bohemia Interactive. Tons of known modders from across the workshop had a hand in creating one of the most immersive DLCs released yet. Immediately, the comparisons were drawn to the Unsung mod, which is a free workshop mod with a massive following behind it. The funny part is, the DLC was worked on by the lead modder of the Unsung mod himself, Eggbeast. In this video, we'll see how the Prairie Fire aircraft stack up against their Unsung equivalents, and I'll give my piece on the matter. Now, the Unsung mod is massive, bringing a ton of different aircraft, weapons, vehicles, and equipment to ArmA 3. Quantity over quality is the name of the game when it comes to the Unsung's assets, as the quality seems to vary greatly between a few of the airframes themselves. This may be due to the 3D models varying in quality themselves once they were acquired. However, the Unsung assets still have the utility and function. Starting us off is the flagship aircraft of the DLC, the F4C Phantom II. Savage Game Design did their homework, and the F4C was indeed used by the USAF prior to receiving the internal M61 Vulcan cannon that came with the E model. The E model does not make an appearance in the DLC, however the F4C does allow for up to 3 external 20mm gun pods, as were seen used by the F4Cs in Vietnam. Subsequently, the US Navy and Marine Corps are both outfitted with the F4B, and from what I can tell are virtually identical apart from their paint schemes. Right off the bat, you can tell there is a massive improvement over textured detail work, as well as an immense attention to detail in the design and construction of not only the physical assets themselves, but the symbology that was period specific for weapons and panels during the war. Mark 82 bombs have beautifully rendered charging caps, and the AIM-9Es and AIM-7Es are beautiful and just look like they want to come screaming off the rails. The Unsung mod's F4 is serviceable, however it lacks a significant amount of detail compared to the Prairie Fire F4. The most notable to me is the lack of ejection seat handles and really any detail at all in the cockpit, even once inside. The cockpit design of the Prairie Fire F4, however, is immaculate, and you are going to be blown away by how beautiful this cockpit is. Many of the dials and switches are functional and activate once the aircraft engines are kicked on, giving you the feeling of being in the US Armed Forces' most dominant fighter of the Vietnam era. The startup sounds themselves are amazing. The creators did an excellent job modeling the wind-up of the engines, as well as the spinning fan blades both on the front and back of the mighty J79 engines that pushed this 20-ton beast into the air. They even went as far as to model the articulation of the engine exhaust nozzles. My only real gripe about the DLC F4 is the lack of an afterburner. Maybe a modder can fix that though. On the flip side of that coin, the Unsung mod does have an afterburner visualization, however it's on the second you turn the engines on, which is one of my biggest issues with the Unsung mod and why I don't fly those aircraft that much in ArmA 3. When I'm sitting still on the taxiway, my engines shouldn't look like I'm doing Mach 2. The new F4's flight model is great and makes the Phantom a blast to fly. She definitely has the speed that the Phantom was known for, but in a turning fight, a faster, more agile aircraft can easily get in on your tail if you're not careful, which is where you really need to rely on your wingman. Moving over to the new DLC helicopters, we've got the UH-1 and AH-1G Cobra. There are a bunch of different variants of the UH-1 in both the DLC and the Unsung mod, however I'm going to show off the USAF UH-1P from the new DLC, as the basic configuration and modeling of all the Hueys are effectively the same. Conversely, I'll be using the UH-1F for the Unsung mod, as they are practically the same aircraft. Again, right off the bat, you can tell the difference in the amazing level of texture detail in the DLC Huey. In all ways, the assets are superior in texture work, functionality, and flight model. It just feels right, if that makes any sense. The same can be said about the Cobra. The same exquisite detail was put into the physicalities of the model itself, but what really blew me away was the cockpit for the pilot and especially the gunner. The gunner has the incredibly detailed weapon sight for the nose-mounted cannon and grenade launcher. The Unsung mod Cobra leaves something to be desired when it comes to both cockpit layout and detail. However, both aircraft are functional and capable. The OH-6 Syracuse has also been implemented and has as you can see, been given a facelift over the Unsung Mod variant as well. Finally, the UH-34 Choctaw has been added, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I think this is one of the ugliest aircraft to ever see active service. I don't know what it is, but it just looks like a damn cow. I don't know. But I digress. It is a beautiful rendition of the real-world Choctaw and has been given a second life outside of Unsung. The differences between the two aircraft are noticeable, however, they're both butt-ass ugly, so take that how you will. So that wraps up the aircraft comparisons between the Prairie Fire aircraft and their Unsung modded equivalents. Honestly, the Prairie Fire DLC is amazing, especially knowing how much research and development the Savage Game Design team put into this pack, and it will truly blow you away. As steep as the price may seem, you're getting one of the best DLC packs released since Apex. No doubt, like all the DLC packs, this will go on sale time and time again, so do yourself a favor and grab Prairie Fire and get immersed into the jungles of Vietnam. Thank you to all of my amazing patrons for their continued support to me and this channel. It really means the world. You guys don't have any idea what it means to me. Finally, I'd like to thank all of you for watching, commenting, and subscribing, as it really helps my channel grow more than you realize. Thank you all again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.